Good afternoon, everybody. How's everyone doing? Just in the middle of posting. Posting to the story. Long time no see. What's up, Sue? How's everyone? Do you guys have a good morning? Better yet, you guys having a good week? What's up, Haroon? How you doing, bro? What's up, Josh? How we doing, chap? All right. New low of day has been formed. We got cooking. All assets swept. This is just looking like it's going to continue lower. We can kind of break down the day. I didn't have a ton of involvement. And we'll talk a little bit about that too. I've got some shit that I want to talk about. So if you are okay with hearing me vent, stick around. If you don't want to hear me vent, then that's totally fine. Guys, I just have to talk about just kind of my plan going forward for the remainder of the month. But we'll break down the day first. So the day as a whole, I mean, it's been pretty obvious where we've been going. But we've just been kind of stuck in this whole 9:30 is going to rain, 9:30 range type of, or at least AM session range scenario as of late, where a lot of the time the AM session is just, for lack of a better phrase, just fucking ugly. Like it's incredibly two-sided at times. So if you're on lower time frame, it's like if you're a scalper, you're in heaven because you can just play ranges back and forth on the low time frame and get as many trades as you possibly could want. But if you like to trade in line with like the 15-minute or higher, you're struggling, and it's tough to kind of harness any sort of consistent confidence in the charts and where we're likely to head, especially in the New York AM session. So, all right, needed that big sip. So, overnight session, I'm not even going to say that the high day was clean because this was a fucking disaster to me. Obviously, yes, we had some PM high SMT. So if we just go back, we had some PM high SMT here with YM. You'll see right there. Lunch high and PM high SMT with YM and ES at lunch high, actually. No breaker prep, but we were trading inside of an hourly bearish breaker. And then from there, we do kind of get, I guess, a little bit of kind of a strength switch where you get Asia high SMT. But like you don't really get a big, very nice breaker to trade out of or anything like that because kind of like your high a day is here and you don't, if we would have swept out the high a day or something, maybe. But just I don't like when we reverse from a consolidation like this. Just makes for a little bit of a messy play and hard to have any sort of confidence in it. So eventually, okay, we sweep out the Asia high during London, and then we get kind of a flip We create a bearish breaker on the 15-minute chart, closing below here. So at this point in time, like, there's not really anything else to look at other than like it's probably just going to continue short from here. Obviously the S&T isn't that clear, but like we had multiple opportunities throughout this overnight session here to continue higher. We had S&T at this previous hourly low all the way back to like 8 p.m. 8 p.m., 9 p.m. And it just did not want to go higher. So at some point in time, you have to just kind of accept that you're probably going to just be wrong and it's going to flip. And that's exactly what occurs. We use that breaker. And then that's where I actually have projections on the lower breaker here, but you can use this one as well. And then we have -4 standard deviations down at the low of, I guess, a while ago, the August 6th low, which is in alignment with other standard deviation projections. -2.5 of the high time frame of the 4-hour bearish breaker, -2.5 of the digital open projections. So tons and tons of confluence. And then we get a sustained sell-off. Now right here, we get a retracement here into this high time frame for value gap, tap the 1800 opening price. Don't know. We do have SMT inside of this 50-minute bearish for value gap here with ES as well as YM. It's also an hourly for value gap. Don't have any SMT inside that. And then you don't really get bearish breaker out of the deal. Until you close like low here, which is also 5-minute bearish breaker. You can see it doesn't really confirm at all. And then 7 a.m. gets a really nice sweep. I think we maintain that SMT with YM there. That's a really nice play. So you don't get any breaker confirmation. Then you get your 15-minute bearish breaker, 5-minute bearish breaker as well. And you could have shorted anywhere inside of here. And then you just get an absolute sell-off from there. As we can see, this was nice. You would have maybe had to chase a little bit, not much. Like you maybe would have, once you see this massive candle form right at 7, like that's information there. Just short the would-be 5-minute breaker and just anticipate that it would close. And then you could draw your projections from there. And then what do you see again? -4 standard deviations. So when you have all these standard deviations in alignment with one another, it's a really high confluence, or a really good confluence for that specific liquidity pool to be a target. And that's exactly where we go. And then we form, I don't think we get any SMT until right here, where you get YM sweeping out the previous hourly low. And then you can see this 5-minute bullish breaker here. Not looking at this as any sort of high time frame reversal, but we did meet projections. We swept out a liquidity pool. we're going to get some sort of retracement off of that level because we did order pair there. But obviously it's just going to allow for a high time frame or a low time frame retracement. And then you can use your standard deviation projections for that. So I'm going to be looking for us to retrace up into -2, -2.5. Probably a little bit quicker than that. And then we can continue lower. And you can see -2, -2.5. We get some SMT up there. And then unfortunately, it's just a messy market. Which, I mean, I don't blame you for being frustrated with the New York session after today. It's kind of a choppy one. So, kind of one of those days where like everything was clear, but very easy to get sucked into the low time frame inside of here and inside of here, where you can definitely get a lot of unnecessary movement that can otherwise make you less confident in your setup. And then, yeah, now we're down below the previous 4-hour low, new low of day, and we're just continuing lower. They've all swept that low. So, yeah, what's up, Lucas? Herman, you missed a pretty setup shorting into the low of the day, but I'm good. The setup was PM, some minutes before the lab live. Yeah, I assume you're talking about this 15-minute retracement into the fair value gap. This would have been another pretty good play. SMT with YM inside of that gap. Yeah. Just looking. You don't get any lunch high SMT, do you? But yeah, expand below, anticipating that we're likely just going to continue higher. There's no reason for us to continue higher once these projections get met and we get some SMTs up here. Then you drop down to the low time frame. You'll have a pretty 1-minute bearish breaker right there. So the moment that you see that SMT form inside of that fair value gap. Actually, that's not a breaker. I just lied to you. There's no swing high there. It'd be a lower time frame one. So don't think it would have negated setup for me. Nonetheless, I'm sure some of you could have found a way in on that for sure. For sure. It's just not a breaker on the 1 minute for me. But everything else about it is clean. You have a clean order block candidate. Just with the rules that I have for how I identify breakers, it's technically not. Technically not. It would need to have a swing high, meaning candle that looks like that. Needs to be some sort of swing high before the swing low. But that's neither here nor there. And now we are at low of day. And I don't think that we have any reason to think that we're going to go higher here, unless maybe you're forming a wick on the daily candle. But we don't have any like good SMT. We have no, this is just, we have nothing. We got nothing. But yeah, how have you guys been finding the market as of late? Have you guys been having a good time, bad time, an okay time? Have you been killing it? Was a good day for you, Sue. Good to hear. Good to hear. Max profit on all your fundeds. Tough to read New York in particular. Yeah. What trades did you catch, Sue? Free New York. Yeah, these were nice. These short continuations were nice. What do we have for any? Do we have any high time frame targets? Not really. I think the only good things that I've done this week were two options plays. I've taken a little bit of a different approach to markets lately because price has been so incredibly like manipulative. I mean, it's always manipulative, but it's been a little bit more choppy in the sense that like you get a little bit of seek and destroy in New York. So what I've been doing is instead of playing futures as much, I've been just taking some options plays, some like zero DTEs, and just like pick an easy target and just go for like 30-40%. That's what I've been doing. So what did I do? Just playing QQQ. I played in the morning. In the morning, I played up into this gap here, and then I bought puts to 7-11. And I just kind of got out of those puts in and around here, around 10-ish, for like a 40% gain. And then the day before, I actually bought calls down here at the low, up to 720. And then I just ended up closing up here. I'm just going for I wasn't going for specific targets. I just picked something with decent delta, and trying to capture spikes off of standard deviation levels. No, I trade props too. I don't have a personal account right now. I trade props. As far as a withdrawal rule from personal would just be like, honestly, depends on your goals, right? Are you trying to just build? Like, are you using it as an immediate source of income, or are you just trying to scale to a certain point and then start pulling out? Like, I would probably just like, to be honest, like if I had a personal, like I wouldn't really try to pull a ton of money out of it. I'd try to scale to a spot where like I'm good, where like maybe, you know, not as comfortable with the risk, and then I'd maybe start pulling some. But obviously the objective is to pay yourself as a business income. But I think with a personal account, you can approach it in more of a scaling way, because like it's not like props, right, where it's a game and your goal is to just use it as like a high ROI vehicle to then put into your personal. But yeah, I don't know. That's something that I'd probably have to figure out as I go. Because like I've kind of had an interest in just what I would probably do starting a personal account is like I would just put the equivalent of like a few 50K fundeds. So like whatever, like 6 grand, 5-6 grand into personal account, and then just trade that, and then just risk between 3 and 5%. Treat it like a little bit of a lighter prop account, right? Because like with prop, I'm risking 10% of my drawdown or 10% of my balance, right? So if I have 2 grand to drawdown, then I'm risking $200 a trade. That's a little bit high. But the kind of idea would be like, take that certain amount of money that you're okay with losing, whatever that might be. If it's 2 grand, 3 grand, 5 grand, whatever, throw that in there and then just try to scale it by risking 3 to 5%. I think would be kind of, and then if you lose it, whatever. Like obviously risking 5% is risky in the long term, right? So it would be kind of used as an investment, as like an income vehicle instead of just like trying to scale it like an actual long-term account. But basically treating it like a prop firm account, but without all the fucking shitty rules. No consistency. You can make a payout on day one. You put 2 grand in there, you make $400, you can yank that out immediately. No drawdown rules, no fucking other rules. Like it's just so much easier. Obviously, you have to put more up front, but I don't condone people to do that unless they're ready for it. But M&Q at 50% of daily fair value gap could consolidate or go lower. Yeah, that's 2 out of the 3 things it could do. I don't have much else for it to do, to be honest. I don't think there's any other projections. There's the 4-hour breaker projections down here. I think we've met -4 the weekly already. Yeah, I don't have much more. Don't have much more to even decipher, or not decipher, to much more to even anticipate for lower prices today. We met projections on a lot of different breakers. This could just, slow the hell down and just cruise into the end of the day. Which makes for a little bit of a boring session. But it's all good. What's up, Nico? Welcome in. Good afternoon, indeed. Good afternoon, indeed. No, I don't think we're going to continue dumping either. Unless there's something else under the surface that I don't see. You ever trade GC? Can you maybe give a breakdown on that? I do trade GC every now and again. I could hop over to that chart and take a look at it. No promises, because I don't really look at GC all that much. But Heg X Sing, welcome in, first time. Nice. Welcome to the Lab Live. You caught the initial short at New York Open and locked yourself out. Sweet. Good work. Good discipline. Okay, gold. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Tag. How long you been trading? What do you like to trade? How'd you find us? Sorry, I keep rubbing my nose, guys. I'm quite certain I had about 5 to 10 bugs fly up my nose on my morning run today. So, feels a little funky. All right, well, let's take a look at gold then, shall we? Found you through YouTube. We only trade NQ, TBH. Very good, very good. Cool. Well, welcome in. Any questions that you have, feel free to ask. If you want to share something, feel free to share. It's an open floor, good sir. Okay, so since I don't really look at gold all that much lately, let's start on the high time frame. I'm talking monthly. So, monthly chart. Formed a low back in June. Created S&T with silver in July. And now we are seeing an expansion candle higher for the month of August. Kind of opened and immediately sent higher. We've traded into a monthly for value gap. And we are currently, oops, that's the wrong thing. We're currently approximately 20% down from our all-time high, and we retraced 30%. Honestly, long-term, gold doesn't look that bad for higher. Weekly kind of had a weird low put in. We didn't really put in any sort of high time frame breaker on the weekly chart, but that's okay. Kind of formed this low failure swing. That's when we had our S&T with silver. We continued higher from there. We are now printing a potential third consecutive weekly green candle. Daily chart. This daily bullish breaker did the Lord's work by holding gold up. You can see it came within 7.5 points from rating out that low. We had a lot of choppy PA there. Followed up by an expansion. Now let's go a little bit more recent. So the week, we opened up the week here. I find trading gold easier at market open. Never tried it during London or any New York sessions. Gold at the open of the day, like during the Asia session, is like peak gold PA. There's a lot of stats behind that support that evidence. Okay. Ooh. Shit, did we miss a free lick on gold this week? Did. Totally did. Is that a low week? Weekly low SMT with silver inside of this for value. Basically what we wanted to see NQ to do. No way, dude. That's crazy. Basically what we wanted to see NQ do this week is what gold did. Because NQ's a fat fucking pig. Decided to just continue to drop. Man. So previous weekly low SMT with silver. Wednesday we formed the low of the week. Oh man. And you just know in this 4-hour swing during, you guessed it, Asia session, there's going to be a fat 15-minute breaker that gets confirmed with this 4-hour swing and previous weekly low SMT. You just know there is. Oh my God. Can you see it? Gave it twice. Even gave a fake out. This, you would have actually gotten stopped out Because this 50-minute bullish breaker here that we created during the open before 9, before the sweep out, this was clean as shit. Clean as shit. And then it actually created another bullish breaker. So you would have had a stop out and then you would have had another entry opportunity. But here's your bullish breaker on the 15. Buy that. Use those projections. Where does -4 line up? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. -4 lines up with high of week. It's a free weekly swing. This is a free one shot, one kill. We'll get to the actual analysis. I'm just kind of breaking everything, getting caught up. So you would enter on this breaker. Stop loss at the low. And then this is exactly how I would trade gold. I would trade it capturing a daily expansion. I would partial out at -2, -2.5 standard deviation zone. And then I'd hold for -4 in the high of week. Holy shit. And then 9:30 just sends it. 8:30 actually. This was what news did we have on 8:30 this week? Okay, so we've got that. Now, that would have been a free setup. Free as free can be. I wish I would have seen that. Maybe I needed to pay a little more attention to gold. But now we've got, okay. Oh, Best bonds. Yes, that's right. Thanks for that. Now we've got the weekly open projections. -4 is resting up at these highs up here. Kind of relative equal highs. Inside of a daily for value gap, I can see as maybe targeting up into there. And then you get a free S&T here. $30. Really nice 5-minute bullish breaker. Standard deviation should line up. All these relative equal highs. They made it real clean. Real clean. So I'm thinking obviously just higher going into the week. Don't see any sort of reason to not higher. Probably just going to consolidate into the close, and then Asia might set up a sweep. Consolidate into the close. Asia opens, consolidates into these gaps here and kind of this area. This will be your 15-minute bullish breaker, create some SMT, and then run up into here. Okay, I feel caught up now on gold. I might actually take a look at this during the Asia session. Free money. We're going to have a nice 4-hour gap here too. I don't think we have any sort of SMT to be concerned with either. No. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Vincent, I think if you're, I mean, is that what you're thinking too? You thinking long? You thinking long? I mean, it's hard not to be. Bray, what do you think about this hourly gap tap plus 5-minute SMT with gold right now? Wait. Hourly gap tap. I like that. What do you think about this hourly gap tap? Got lunch low SMT with silver. So in here, you'd want to see a 5-minute bullish breaker. So closure above this is going to be step number 1. And then closure above this, you want to see this lunch high S&T get deleted as well. You don't want to see this hold up. I think it could probably consolidate here. I think we could maybe retrace. This is going to set a 4-hour low that we can then go back later and get. I think today's had enough, especially after yesterday, because we're just going to set a daily for value gap. We've kind of immediately rebalanced from this daily high that we closed above on Wednesday. And now we could probably trade inside of this wick, right? Use this wick as our range, respect 50% of that wick, and then continue higher. No, I don't stream during Asia. I need a break sometimes. Speaking of that, I'm going to talk a little bit about what my plan is for the rest of the month. And I'm going to vent. I'm going to get real vulnerable, okay? So bear with me. So, I have not been having the best time in the market as of late. Probably the past month, I've been having straight up not a good time. I've caught some good trades, sure. But more or less been spinning my tires. And I've lost a lot of confidence in my analysis. And that's something that's extremely hard to admit. Much more difficult to admit to a group of people who come on here and watch you. So, with that kind of lack of confidence, I've more or less, my decision making has just been shit. Like I look at a chart, I put together half-ass analysis because I don't exactly have I don't have a high level of confidence in my own analysis right now, which just leads to lower quality analysis, right? So it's kind of put me in a little bit of a funk. And I know I'm not the only one, because I know I've talked to a lot of people, and they seem to be having the same struggle. Whether that's due to burnout, whether it's due to market conditions that maybe not be as low resistance, or maybe it's just a combination of numerous amounts of things. Maybe external stress, maybe burnout, maybe a ton of things, right? Could be anything. For me, I think it's burnout, because I've been trading so many different sets. I've been trading almost every session except London, because I'm not going to, lose sleep just to trade. That's crazy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of this August PA, in the sense that I'm going to just take a little bit of a break from live trading. I'll still stream, obviously. But I think right now I need a little bit of a break for maybe at least like a few days to like a week. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my confidence back. Personally, I think this is completely normal. I think a lot of traders go through this. I'm not in like a bad way or anything. I've just been spinning my tires for a little bit longer than I would have liked. And I think I need to recalibrate. So I think every trader goes through this. And I think the ones that say that they never have are liars. What's up, NQ? How's that morning? Morning was good. Morning was good. Didn't do too much on the charts. We're just chilling. And I'm just talking about kind of an update with me. So yeah, to be completely real with you guys, and keep it short and sweet, my confidence is quite low in the markets right now. and my confidence in my own analysis is like really low. So that's just lent quite well to me just being a shitty trader as of late. I found I'm way too emotional on the charts, and I think it's due to burnout. I think I've just been trading way too much chart time, and I think I need some time away um, with a little less pressure. And to combat that and like mitigate it and recalibrate, I'm going to be doing some forward testing and like go back into replay and just like not back test. I don't need to back test to like know my edge is there. I know it's there. I know that I have an edge, but I think I need to get back in line with it, right? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to pick a random spot on the chart, replay to that, and then just play price through and just like go through the day on replay mode. Should take me like 5 minutes a day, maybe like 5 minutes per actual trading day. So I'm just going to do a bunch of those until I kind of get, recalibrated. Maybe I'll notice some things and then just kind of get my confidence back. So that's my plan. That's kind of like the way I envision it is like, imagine I'm a hockey player and I'm missing the net, missing passes, missing, a lot of my tangibles, right? And I'm just not getting as much ice time as a result because I'm playing like shit, right? You got to go practice. You have to go shoot pucks, go practice your passing, and just like get back to square one and practice in a low stress environment, right? So same thing with any sport. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Going back to practice, build some confidence, get a good mental reset, and then come back stronger. I will still be streaming. I'm going to talk to, obviously give a heads up to Alex and Kane, but I'm sure they're probably going to still let me stream. So maybe we'll do some back testing stuff. I'll still tape read with you guys, but just know I will probably not be taking any live trades because of all the reasons that I just stated. So yeah, not afraid to tape read, but yeah, so that's my long rant. Love the honesty. We all go through that. Stay strong. Thank you, man. Thank you, Nico. Yeah, no, it's, I'm not here to impress. And it is kind of nice to like just vent a little bit. So people can say whatever they want. I don't really care. Trading's hard. Trading is hard. Why do I have... Yeah, GC looks good, dude. Can't lie. GC looks good. What we got cooking on NQ? I think we could maybe get up into here. We've got some short-term SMT. They've all swept the low of day. Now we've got 15-minute consecutive candle SMT at 2:30 during kind of that reversal window. YM swept it out. We tagged into the 1-minute bullish breaker. If we kind of draw standard deviations, you could see this area right here. Looks good. What would negate that would be some sort of SMT inside of a gap like we have right now. We have 15-minute value gap SMT with YM and ES. So if we create a bearish 1 minute breaker from there, from this POI, then that would obviously go against our idea. But I think a couple things, right? End of day. And a bearish day equals potential to go form daily wick. You have all assets meeting standard deviation projections, multiple breakers and projections. You have consecutive candle SMT with YM inside reversal macro, which is the time window of XX20 to XX40. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea there. And you've got an hourly candle with very little manipulation above it, suggesting that this could potentially, everything below it could be manipulation. I don't think we don't have a 5 minute breaker. We do have a 3 minute. Yeah. So if you're into a setup like that, if you like to capture, daily wick formations, I mean, look no further, really. This is kind of it. We'd just be looking for 29,292. Right up into here. Which is also, funny enough, right at the 2 o'clock opening price. Mental health realization, Bray. Glad you found it. Yeah. It's a thing, like, I feel like, I don't know, I think my mental health is okay. I had a good chat with my missus the other day, just about how I've been feeling. I think she kind of helped a lot. But yeah, it's just trading's hard, and it's easy to get sucked into the comparison game and be hard on yourself, and like your confidence comes and goes, and like you can't really do anything about it other than just take it in stride. Take it in stride. Kind of sit back. Recalibrate, however you may do that, and keep pushing forward. That's all you can do, guys. Really is all you can do. I've had a tough August and July as well. Feels good to hear someone more experienced than me go through something similar. My mental health is seriously struggling. I think I need a break too. Sorry to hear, man. I mean, that's kind of why, that's one reason why I wanted to share with you guys, publicly, is because obviously there might be someone else who's going through a similar thing, and maybe it'll help them to feel, less alone. So yeah. If you're feeling like it's too much, no one's gonna blame you for taking a little break. Charts will be here when you get back. With something like this, you really don't. You're not gonna do any good for yourself by trying to push it when your back's against the wall. Better to take a break. This isn't something that you can just like grind through and like force shit just to get out of a rut. You have to take a little smarter than that, because that's exactly what the market wants you to do, right? It feeds on that shit. Not good training. You're never gonna. Oh, Jesus Christ, Jack. What's up, bro? No, I know. I know it was a joke. I know it was a joke. One day you feel like you got it all, the next it feels like you know nothing. Dude. Yeah. Market giveth and market taketh. Gold just broke above breaker you had marked. Broke above both of them. This wouldn't be something that I'm totally interested in. Because, I mean, the day is kind of already like, that'd be 21 points. It's 16 to the high. Like, I think it's easier to just sit it out. I think this low is going to be important. Asia has a better shot of delivering something. Because I'd be looking for this guy up here, this big fella. This old daily high. But that is gold does look good for continuations higher. NQ is still on track. YM is heavy. So is ES. ES is kind of stuck in the middle. Right, TBH, it takes smart men to take a break and recalibrate probably. Yeah. Yeah. It's very easy to let your ego get in the way and like put on a face and like just pretend that, you know, you can just keep pushing and that you're fine. I mean, I am fine. Like mentally, I'm okay. I've got everything I need. I don't live off of just my trading income, right? It's kind of the way I've set it up so that I don't need to rely on just my trading income to live my life. But obviously, as a man, you kind of have, I can speak for myself. I can speak for men because I am a man, but I can't speak for women. Women are probably, ambitious women will probably have the same feeling. As a man, I mean, you have passion, you have ambition, you want to do well in things that you spend a lot of your time in. So when you don't do well in that, obviously it's going to have some sort of negative effect on your spirits. So yeah, it's important to take a step back if you need to. You don't want to build your personal up and live off of it. I don't even have a personal account right now, dog. I trade fundeds. And no, dude, trading, obviously, yeah, if I could live off of a personal account, great, absolutely. That'd be sick. But trading is like the most inconsistent income source on the fucking planet. So it's not exactly something that I'm striving to do, right? The goal is to have stable sources of income that support your life. And then trading income is kind of an extra. You trade way better when you don't need the money from trading. If I relied on my trading income to support my life, I'd be way worse off, in my opinion. That's completely true, but damn, now I don't know if I want to do this. Well, don't let me steer you away. It's one of the most inconsistent sources of income in the sense that like you're not going to make money every month. But it's also the best business in the world to scale from a scaling perspective. You can scale like crazy. So don't let it steer you away, but don't make it your whole Don't make it your whole, source of income. You should have multiple sources of income. Yeah, I agree. I see what you mean, Jack. I just don't ever want to be the reason that someone quits, Obviously, they're going to quit whether I say it or not, but I truly do believe that, especially if you spend lots of time in the markets and you've spent a lot of hours, don't just give up. Keep going. Right? Because it's the only way you fail is if you quit. Yeah, no, definitely don't need to quit NQ. Like it's a tough business, but it's worth it. I know it's worth it. I'm failing horribly in the past 2 months, but we keep it pushing. Yeah. Yeah, dude, 2 months. Some of those profitable traders in the world have red months for 2 consecutive months. It's not always about your bottom line for the month. It's about your bottom line for the year when you go and you tell your accountant how much money you made. So you kind of got to be like a farmer, right? Farmers don't make money year round. They make money when the fucking sun shines and they can make hay. And in the winter, they go on hot holidays because they made their money when it counted, right? So you got to make hay when the sun shines, boys and girls. That's why I'm not tripping too much. Because when the markets were good, it was good. We were making money. It was fun. Now things are a little bit tough, right? So now you kind of had to recalibrate and settle into a little bit of not a hibernated state, but definitely got to be mindful and a little bit more cautious and protect your capital a little more. And number one, get your confidence back. Man, look at this. YM falling out of bed. ES falling out of bed. NQ still pushing higher. NQ still pushing higher. So if you're long from here, if you're long from this 1 minute breaker, you're still holding this. Right? This is your draw. The moment that we close below this low, things change. Right? You don't want to see that. That's kind of your line in the sand. That's how I would be playing it. So this is kind of what I'd be doing, right? This is building confidence, right? Clear mind, I'm not in any position, nothing like that. I'm just simply watching, right? We highlighted everything here. We understand the narrative behind why we're moving higher, right? We've got our divergences in place. We've got our breakers, swing points, everything. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, sir. Which prop have you received the most money from? Tradify. Actually, you guys remember my Forex funds? You guys might not. Some of you guys might be tuned in. Might be that. Close between the two. $2023. Oh yeah, this firm shit the bed. This firm went insolvent, shut down before 2023. No, apparently they were coming back, but I don't know. No one's gonna fucking buy their shit. The amount of people that got like that had outstanding balance and didn't get paid out, me included. They shut down. Like you just wake up one day and then boom, your accounts are gone. They shut down. Nothing. My Forex funds days were crazy days, dude. Yeah, the shit was nuts. The shit was nuts. TFT. Oh my god. TFT, the funded trader. Is that Angelo? I never traded TFT. What was the other one? Scott Trieste. Not fast track trading. It is fast track FTF, fast track funding, or whatever the shit. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Yeah, lots of firms shit the bed. Yeah, I got the same mail liquidity because I like I think I never bought an account with them, but I signed up, so my email was in their database. So then I think they just sent letters to like everyone signed up in their database. Yeah, there's like a signed fucking whatever the shit, some sort of signed jersey or something that he was like auctioning off. Like there's a ton of shit. Kept getting letters in the mail. Like, oh my god. I'm started freaking out. Oh no. Didn't Alpha Futures have a lawsuit as well? I don't know, maybe. Those guys have been fucking dodgy for a while. Okay, there's your draw. There's your draw. That's good. That's what we like to see. The moment that we formed this SMT down here, let's kind of replay this, right? We formed this 1 minute bullish breaker, sure, great. That's all fine and dandy. But no SMT until here. When we create the hourly or 50-minute low SMT with YM. Then we get a new breaker. So you can do two things. You can buy it as soon as you get the SMT. Or you can wait for the new breaker. Which is right there. You could long that with a stop here. Or get up into here. Yeah, a couple ways you could uplight it. But draw perfectly hit. Standard deviations perfectly hit. 2 p.m. open. Yeah, moved really nice actually. Which is shocking. Bray didn't notice that this is you. Yeah, because the thumbnail makes me, I look fucking way different because that AI thumbnail sucks. Told him to change it. I think it's getting changed. What swing point did you use for the standard deviation? I use this 1 minute bullish breaker here. Swing low to swing high. Then I use this one as well. Swing low to swing high. This one mainly because this is the actual SMR. And it's tied to the 215 15-minute swing. This one carries a little more importance because it's bang on the 2 p.m. open. PM open being right here. Right? And that'd be kind of your day. You'd be done after that. No reason to push it. There's your daily wick formation. Now the day can probably just consolidate. Gold's making its push off of that 5 minute. The R just isn't great. You could have maybe bought this OB here. Brace into the 5 minute breaker. Close above the down close candle. Use that as support, and this would kind of be your entry. It'd be kind of like a T-trades continuation. Leia would be all over that. Targeting this high. Well, targeting 1.5R. So now we have hourly high SMT with YM and ES. I wouldn't be looking for any shorts here. I think the low of day kind of SMT. The low of day scenario here with the narrative for us to just go form the daily wick made a lot of sense for high probability trade. I think now we might just fizzle out. What else do we have? What else can we look at? Actually, I want to see what Microsoft is doing. Microsoft might have been my biggest bag drop of the year. Biggest bag fumble of the year. I liked Microsoft literally down here. Literally when we were down in the dumps. June. These equal highs. Had those drawn out for a minute. Easy 50% gain. Missed it. I might honestly wait for us to get into this gap and then buy. Get up into here for a long-term play. Because even if you do that on your personal or on your like investment account, you still get like 31% on the year. I think that's a swell spot to be. Poopsie. Yeah. That'd be sick. Yeah, basically move down into these, down into here. Settle this gap. This is from earnings. And one of these, back up into there. Or can I move in with you? I want to see some bears. Well, in my city, we don't really have bears, but we're not far from bears, I suppose. You've never seen a bear? They're pretty cool. Pretty cool creatures. Depends on the type of bear you want to see. Where in Canada did you go? You live in the UK. Southern? I mean, that's very... Southern Canada can mean multiple different things. You could be, yeah, like Southern Ontario, where you're like Toronto area, and that's very urban. You could be Southern Saskatchewan, like where I'm at, and that's way different. Southern BC, you have like the Okanagan and like the mountains and stuff. We're a very wide country, not a very long country. Polar bear would be nice. I'd be shitting my fucking diaper if I saw a polar bear in the wild. I've seen them before at the zoo. How's the wildfires and smoke over in your area? They're not bad. They're not bad. Some smoky days, but western and eastern part of Canada, we're getting them pretty bad. Not too bad where I'm at. Thanks for asking, though. Which is rare. Usually we get pretty shitty smoke. Traveling over from the mountains. Okay, we created a 1 minute bearish breaker here. Now, if you were crazy, you could short this. But think about all the things we talked about, right? Think about all the things we talked about. Low a day profile looks nice. Form the daily wick. We have SMT at the low already. Kind of met projections for the day. We don't really have much more to look for. I don't think this is a high probability breaker given the narrative. I don't think we went all the way back up here just to go take the low again. I don't think that's the case. Don't think it's a great trade, to be honest. If I were to do it, it would be to -2. At 007. We got badgers in the UK. That's about it. Dude, badgers are fucking nuts. Badgers are psychotic. That's another animal I would not want to run into, is a badger. When I was young, we were living on our acreage. If I saw a badger in the yard, it was fucking on site. On site. You don't want no badgers in your yard. Kill all your farm cats, kill your dog. You see a badger in your yard and you're in farmland. It's on site. What would I do to it? I would shoot it with a gun. Gotta protect the yard, you know? Yeah. See, there you go. They're baiting you into thinking we have more low a day, but it's just going to grind higher or top. Yeah. No, when I lived on the farm, guys, it's different. It's different life. Obviously you can't hunt things that are like, that require tags. Like I wasn't going to shoot things like elk or deer in our yard. But rodents, like raccoons, coyotes, a bear. Super funny. Jack's never seen a bear. And I've literally shot one in my yard. That was scary. But enough about that. Don't want to hear about that. You've seen a bear market, though. Yes. Probably scarier. I aim to be a farmer in some days when I make it from trading to live a peaceful countryside life close to nature. Dude, that sounds so peaceful. I'd love to live in the mountains somewhere. I would just trade and run in the mountains. I'd maybe have a small farm, maybe a little bit of cattle, some chickens, don't think I would do any sort of I would do mostly animal farming, not like grain farming. Have some sort of quiet house, quiet acreage in the mountains somewhere. You could have some animals, feed your family. Can I live in your tree when you have your estate? You know what's funny? I have a little tree house in my backyard. You can stay there if you want. You're more than welcome to stay there. Sorry, I just have to. My book is overdue at the library. And I need to renew it. We'll be on NQ in there. Wi-Fi, I'm active. Yeah. Yeah, I'd step out and feed you. Bring you an iced tea and some grilled cheese. Okay, renew. Is this the right password? It is. View, renew. I do have another renewal. Let's go. I've not done my book yet. American hospitality? No. Canadian hospitality, my boy. Canadian hospitality. It's all good. I don't take offense to it. Don't take offense. Yeah, they're probably just going to squeeze it. Might just squeeze it into the clothes. Fake some people out. They already induced shorts. And then bit their heads off. What do you guys got going on for the rest of the day and the week? Any fun plans? I got to work tomorrow, but my dad's coming out for the weekend. So I booked a tea time. The rest we're going to go golfing on Saturday morning once I'm off work. Ooh, that sounds fun, Liam. What kind of festival? You going to London on Monday? Are you not far from London, Jack? You guys have Shambhala there too? A friend of mine goes to Shambhala. Not quite as wild as the one in Canada. Yeah, one in Canada is crazy, dude. I don't think I would fit in there. Not anymore. Maybe when I was 20. Be a good experience. But I feel like if I went there now, I'd be scared about getting cursed by a gypsy. Or getting drugged. Whichever one. Maybe both. But you'll have fun. If you like that kind of music, then I mean, look no further. I mean, other than maybe Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland is sick. Okay, on the train it's an hour to London. And I'm so jealous that like Europe and UK, you guys' transportation is just so good. Like it's so good. Canada's too big to have like good transportation like that. Yeah, I'm jealous. This is a bit more family affair. Eclectic music, electric music selection. Never been, but it's meant to be fun. Okay, it sounds more chill. It sounds like more my vibe. Sounds more my vibe. I'm too boring now. I don't go to festivals or I'd go to concerts. I love going to concerts. But like festivals, I've gathered a lifetime worth of stories from a handful of festivals I've gone to. That's enough for me. Now I'm just now I just want a family. Give me children to look after and raise. That's where I'm at. Like the shit that I get excited about now is like I'm excited to get a dog. We're getting a dog in a few weeks. I'm excited to like get a good sleep tonight. Shit like that gets me going. Potential short setup forming. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think so. Don't think so. Like you got this potential 1 minute bearish breaker here. This might be the top for a while. Daily doesn't look so good. Doesn't look good. We're creating a bearish breaker on the daily today. All-time high SMT with ES. Take us down to here. Imagine. Or are we just going to get fucking caught in between this bearish breaker and this bullish breaker and just chop? Who knows? Yeah, the daily doesn't look great. What does ES look like? get some projections on ES, shall we? Down into here, into this gap. I don't know, boys. When are the midterms? Any of my US friends in here? When are the midterms? How to fix my breaker entry problems. When I enter, it came out that it's not working because it's wick on 4 hour like today. Entry on 5 minute 5:35. Stop loss 7:05. Let me reread that. When I enter, it's not working because it is wick on the 4 hour like today. Entry on 5 minute at 5:35. Stop loss at 7:05. 5 minute. Are you saying, is that time or price? And what time? Maybe give me a price or like a time in New York time. Entering on breakers is more than just, trading it based off of the structure provided, right? You need all the narrative in line, right? You need your liquidity, your SMT, your narrative. Standard deviations need to be time 5:35. You is there. Okay. Entering long? Then you said your stop was, where was your stop? At the low? At 4:45? Oh, stopped out at 7:05. I mean, you're counter trend trading there. Let's go back. AM low SMT here. Also daily low. NQ's daily low. But I mean, you were kind of, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just counter trend to want to be long from there, to be honest with you. And you were given like lots of reasons to get out. So sure, you had the 5-minute bullish breaker here. You could have entered long invalidation at the London low. And you get up to 1800 opening price. And then like right here, I don't know where your stop was, but up here, tagged perfectly into previous hourly high, 50-minute for value gap, SMT, back into the 1800 opening price, using it as resistance after overnight sold off. Yeah, like I think it's you just caught outside. Like I don't have anything else for you. Once you see that though, you just flip. Just flip. And get short. It's okay to be wrong on your direction. I see what you mean. But if it shows you information, tell you that you might be wrong, you have to take that information at face value. And you have to make decisions from there. What we got going on now? They're just kind of squeezing out. Not much of interest. Like I said, not looking to short it. I don't use SMT, so I don't have additional confirmation like you. I try on every breaker after some liquidity grab. Well, maybe you need to start using SMT, right? Maybe that's a filter that you're missing. Personally, I think people who don't use SMTs are missing out. Having that divergence is a very key piece of info that can be the difference maker in a lot of scenarios. I don't use SMTs either. We're Gen Z. I'm Gen Z too, dumbass. My breaker trades are almost every time like this one that you show. I just noticed that when it works, it's beautiful. But most of the time I end up like that example, which most of the time you end up like that example. Maybe the ones that work are the ones that have SMT divergence, and the ones that fail maybe lack high time frame context in SMT. Just a thought. Worth going back and looking at, right? You need SMT? No. Do I think most people could benefit from it? Yeah, 100%. I think it's such a small thing to look for, and it like honestly like changes so much of your trading. Which indicator do you use? I use a paid one. I use a paid one. It's called, you can find it on WHOP, WHOP.com. It's called SMT for time-based sessions by Euphonos. That's the one. That's the one. But like, you don't need an indicator. I like having it now because I'm lazy, and I've marked up my fair share of SMTs. And I think it's nice to have it, but I spent a long time, especially when I was newer with SMT. Like I just like marked them up myself. It like made it a little more visceral, and like it made me look for it a little harder. I still will like have my compare tool, and like I'll double check quite often. You know, it's worth looking at. I think we're just going to settle in here for the rest of the day, gang. I'm not going to lie. I think maybe 1550 might bring you a little bit of volatility, but for the most part, I don't think we go anywhere. For tomorrow, I think we're looking for gold. We want to see higher prices. So maybe whatever Asia session can bring us. Use this 4-hour range here, this low here. Maybe dig into there and get higher prices. That'd be sick. You're looking for something like that. NQ. I mean, it's no secret. Lower prices. Maybe we see some sort of daily low SMT. And we can kind of get a weekly wick formation. At the moment, we're forming what looks to be a pretty strong bearish weekly swing with weekly high SMT with YM and ES. But tomorrow I will not be trading. So Asia session is kind of where I'll have my eye. I think for Asia session, I personally probably want to see maybe this PM high get referred to. Or daily low SMT and then get a move higher for the week to close out the weekly candle. I don't have time, MVP. I'm actually going to close up stream here in like a minute or two. So, but we can do that in a future stream. We can do that in a future stream. I don't have enough time for it now. Half hour ago, I would have done it, but I don't have the time. Sorry, fella. What are you doing tomorrow? I'm working, big dog. I'm working. I'm going to work. Yeah, no, sorry. I would. Another time. Another time. But yeah, happy to help with the explanation. Hopefully it helped somewhere along the way. Daddy work time, yes sir. Go ride the big red truck. All right, gang. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Thank you for listening to my little vent. Giving me the space to chat about that. If you're feeling like I am, don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself a little bit of grace. And take some time away if you need. Get your confidence back. Get your mojo back. Like Austin Powers did when he lost his mojo, you know? So it's a long-term game. You're going to have bumps in the road. So please take care of yourself. Be honest with yourself. And keep on pushing. Your fight is not over, okay? Neither is mine. All right? So, like I said, see you guys in the next one. Probably next week. I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'm at work. And then I'm busy on the weekend. But next week, let me just quickly look to see when I'm not at work. Next week, I should be able to stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you'll have me for at least a couple of those, maybe all three. Okay. Like the stream before you leave. Don't forget to subscribe as well. We've crossed 5K, so thank you guys for all the continued support. I appreciate you all. Thank you for being so chill and kind and understanding. I really appreciate it. It's people like you that make streaming fun. So yeah, thank you guys. I'm going to skedaddle, go to the gym with the missus, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.